Hello guys and girls, and welcome to Sports HQ's weekend preview. I'm Jace Farmer. Well, we had a shortened version of the NRL last week, which was pretty boring really. The test match on Friday was a bit flat to watch, but that was mainly due to the poor weather. The City versus Country match though, it was entertaining with plenty of tries. But that was followed by another NRL round of upsets everywhere. All four underdogs winning. Unbelievable. Well, a lot of the commentary that we've heard over the last few weeks has revolved around the talk of NRL players defecting to Union and more recently AFL. And I honestly can't understand what all the carry-on's about. The Phil Gould inspired and styled rant about the drain of talent from the NRL to Union and UK Super League, it's bloody crap. My view is if a player wants to challenge himself and go and play a different sport and earn twice as much, good on him. Who are we to have a crack at these guys for taking jobs that pay them twice as much? I'd do it, you'd do it, most people would. So how about we drop the hypocritical view and just get on with it? As for the opinion that these players should show loyalty to their club in the NRL, you've got your head in the clouds if you think any of the NRL clubs have devoted loyalty to their full playing roster. Maybe the top tier, but mainly they move players around like a game of Monopoly. Anyway, we've got Thurston committing to stay in the NRL, we've had Rogers, Sale and Takiri come back, and now there's talk of Gasnier coming back as well. There's nothing to stress about. The game is strong, we've got plenty of talent kicking around, so let's just enjoy our footy every weekend. Speaking of that, we've got another interesting round of footy coming up, so let's go through the games. Well, round 10 kicks off on Friday night with two super matches. Firstly, we've got the Bulldogs v Dragons at ANZ Stadium. The Dragons are coming off a flat performance against Manly last week, whilst the Bulldogs had a rest. I just find it very hard to tip against a consistent team like the Dragons. They've won their last three matches against the Dogs. Also, the Bulldogs have still got Roberts and Hennett out, so they'll need to be at their very best this week to beat the Dragons. The other Friday night match is the Queensland Derby. It's got the Brizzy Broncos versus the Gold Coast Titans. Broncos get some troops back this week, whilst the Titans have Preston in doubt, and they're getting a bit weary after a big 6 weeks of footy. Those games have included heavyweights such as the Storm, Manly, Dragons and the Panthers, but they get the bye next week. So I think the Titans are really steeling themselves for a big crack at the Broncos, knowing they get a rest next week. So I think they'll get home in a close one. On Saturday, we have the Cowboys travelling to New Zealand. How the hell do you pick this winner? It's a flip of the coin. Warriors. Next, we've got Roosters taking on Newcastle at Blue Tongue Stadium on the Central Coast. The Newcastle Knights have beaten the Roosters each of the 3 times that they've played here, so I'm banking on that run continuing this week. To round off Super Saturday, we have the Raiders taking on the Storm in Canberra, and this game will be freezing. Raiders match up well against the Storm, and they're travelling good, so I'm tipping the home team in an upset there. Sunday's matches look cracking. We've got a good old school match, Tigers v Bunnies at the SCG. This game will be won by whoever makes the least amount of mistakes. The Tigers have halfback Robert Louis back, which will help Marshall's expansive attacking game, and that might be the difference here. Both teams like to attack, so whoever can hold the ball for the longest will basically win. One thing I do know though, whoever scores the most points will definitely win. Blah-blah. The Panthers take the Sharks on at Shark Park, and this is potentially a dangerous game for the Panthers. They should have too much class, but if they don't come switched on and not prepared to do the hard yards, then they might get rolled, but probably not. To round off this week's footy, we've got one of the games of the round, Manly v Parra at Brookie. Manly've got a pretty commanding record against the Eels. They've won 5 of the last 6. But the Eels won the last match earlier this year after a gridiron-style forward pass deep in the second half gave them the win. However, I'm tipping the Eagles. They'll continue on their winning way this week. Well, that's this week's look at the footy. Now let's see what sort of flutter Farmers conjured up for us in Farmers Flutter. We're chasing our tail a little bit this week, so this is what I've come up with. This week's little wager, we've got the Dragons to get up on Friday night beating the Bulldogs, Tigers to beat the Bunnies at $1.70, and we'll throw that into the Panthers to give it to the Sharks, hopefully they're on, at $1.90. Now I'm going to have $100 on that. That'll return me a bit over $620 there. So here's hoping we can get that one up and get out of trouble. Well, that wraps up another AFI award-winning sports preview. I hope you back a winner this week, but before I go, just a reminder that you guys at home can also get involved with Sports HQ by submitting your very own sports article. Become a sports journo. simply go to the Submit an Article page on the website, type in your view on whatever the hell you want to blast. We'll throw it on the website and let everybody chat about it. Go on, have a go. Natalie from Coffs had a go at one this week. So why don't you have a crack? Anyway, adios, amigos.